Hi, welcome to my show, Propaganda Boogaloo with Anthony Gillingham. That's me. Yeah, today we're gonna go walk around Eunice, Hanoi and spot some choice pictures of propaganda. So come on. I know what you might be thinking. Propaganda is just advertisements. Your show sucks, Anthony. Well, you're wrong. Both propaganda and advertisements try to convince you to feel something. Ads get you to buy stuff. Propaganda gets you to feel stuff. So see, they're not so different. Suck on that, haters.
Hello, and welcome to the Cobalt Show. I'm your host, Professor Cobalt, and today's topic is World War I propaganda. Now, as most of us know, the purpose of propaganda in war efforts was to convince men to join the army for their country. I think propaganda as a persuasive weapon was extremely effective. British propaganda, American propaganda, and German propaganda all recruited many people in their respective armies. Another extremely effective piece of propaganda came from a man named James Bryce, who wrote the Report of the Committee on Alleged German Outrages, aka the Bryce Report. This report detailed the atrocities that Germany was carrying out in Belgium, including, to the shock of many citizens, violence towards women and children. Because of this report, the army saw an incredible surge in new recruitments for the purpose of defeating Germany. Films were made as well. The most famous case of this is, of course, the
Haha! Great news! The Battle of Somme DVD Blu-ray is now on sale. Did you know the Battle of Somme was originally a piece of propaganda created to get people to join the British Army back in 1916? Over 20 million people saw it, which educated them about the war and made many people join the army. Wow, isn't that just amazing? By now, call the number on your screen.
Sure, the Battle of Somme may have been a spectacularly well-received movie, but not so much a piece of propaganda. In fact, some of the footage in the film was faked, and instead of providing a hopeful insight to inspire people to join war efforts, the documentary instead focuses on the dead and wounded. In fact, if it weren't for the frenzy during World War I, I'd say the British propaganda wasn't really effective in the end. British propaganda mainly focused on atrocity propaganda, which is a form of propaganda that tells the public about the so-called atrocities that the enemy side had committed. Most of these atrocities were made up. German propaganda also failed, because instead of actively getting people to participate, they spent most of their energy on reactive propaganda, which defended their war actions, such as their submarine bombings. Not only that, but Germans spent most of their money on propaganda instead of feeding their citizens. So Germans eventually lost hope in the war, which is not a good result of propaganda at all.
My name's R. Shizzle, I'm the master of raps. Here to talk about propaganda chaps. George Steele, USA, 1917. Created propaganda posters that were heavenly. Krill's group made posters, not electronic. Uncle Sam, I Want You was downright iconic. George also created the 4-Minute Men. These speakers went viral, over 70,000 of them. By Creel's own statistics, the speakers and told 7.5 million speeches to an audience of over 300 million people. That means every American heard the 4-Minute Men at least 3 times in their life. Sucker! Propaganda in the States was highly effective. Here's Newsmaker's own retro perspective. The overall effect of the Committee on Public Information mobilized the world. Swag.
Yes, thank you very much. Who better to explain the effectiveness of American propaganda than the world's hottest rising rapper, R. Shizzle? In conclusion, propaganda was a widely effective procedure to convince its people to help their country. British propaganda pamphlets, films, and posters left its mark on its citizens, and American propaganda's critically acclaimed posters still remain recognizable even today. However, we also learned that Germans weren't at the top of their game regarding propaganda. That's it for Propaganda TV. This is our station sign-off. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.